So, what kind of music are you gonna play tonight? You should play some Chicago. They've got a really hot horn section.
Oh, I don't know. I think I'm gonna play some Zeppelin, Foghat, maybe some Sabbath.
Friday night. Always a good night for some Sabbath.
Now there's just certain people I have no time for. Like if you're sexist, or homophobic, or if you don't believe in conspiracy theories. But now they're just like, oh, never mind. I guess I had just read too many Goosebumps novels late last night. I scared myself. I should know better. If I get past 10 o'clock, I always tell myself I gotta switch to Wishbone.
22-minute podcast. 22-minute podcast. Don't wanna take up much of your time. Just gonna read some headlines and stuff.
Welcome to the 22-minute podcast. My name is Wes Sievertson. Today is March 12th, Wednesday, March 12th. And I'm here with Mike Finley and James Fast.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
And yeah, in the opening there, I don't know how familiar anyone is with Ron Funches, but he's hilarious. And he's turning 42 today. He's actually on tour right now, too. So, I mean, you know, you have the opportunity if you want to go see his hilarious slow delivery, playful slow, you know. Like this.
God damn it.
He's got
you don't
a
believe in conspiracy theories.
kind of like a ladies' man vibe, you know?
He's hilarious, to be honest with you. And then also, yes, having a birthday, turning 43, Sam Levine. I'm not sure how he prefers his name to be spoken. Levine? Yeah. He's from Freaks and Geeks. A couple other things, I think, as well. But I think probably most remembered as Neil from Freaks and Geeks. Which, if you haven't watched Freaks and Geeks, I mean, it's fantastic. It's truly fantastic. That might be a fun one whenever Scout's like, I don't know, 13, 14, something like that to watch. I don't know.
I really like that series.
Yeah, I don't remember when I saw it for the first time, but I didn't watch it as it premiered.
No. I remember watching it. I think we were living together in Denton.
Then that might have been the first time. That might
Anything leave a lasting impression? Do you all have a favorite moment from those episodes or anything?
I mean, there's a lot of lasting impressions. Favorite moment?
I like when the Jewish kid and the black kid are arguing about who's more fucked up. They're people.
Well, Neil has some fantastic moments. I mean, whenever he forgets his just him like roasting his class or whatever, just roasting his teacher. I mean, very stand-up kind of Jewish stand-up moment. It's very funny. No, but there's actually like an episode about Seth Rogen's girlfriend being intersex. And I dated a girl who was intersex, you know? I don't know. It was just, kind of came, it was like, you know, as soon as she told me. And she didn't get it. I didn't actually do that. But anyway. Okay. But yeah. No, I don't know. I really enjoyed I enjoyed following, God, I'm blanking on her name. Linda Cardellini. Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed following her character, and then it's slowly bleeding out into like I loved the Jason Segel drum audition thing, and he's really not very good.
Oh, dude, that's so good.
Yeah, the whole
who's that? Rush or who's
Neil
covering?
Peart.
Yeah, and they're like, all right, dude.
Yes. Sorry, no, you don't even know that you're not doing it. But that's such a real moment. It's such a it really is.
Just full of youth and confidence.
And you need that moment. And you need the ensuing 2 years of being horribly depressed. Like you have to go through it, and you have to get better and prove that.
He had an insane setup.
It's such a good show because
way too many.
You'd have
symbols.
like 50 toms.
Exactly. It's little shit like that really does speak, I think, to the like Gen X and millennial audience for sure. Where you show up and you're like, do you need this many racks? Like, is that, you know?
I did love how devastated he was when John Bonham died.
Yeah, dude. Oh my God. I was just thinking about John Bonham today. Fuck. Now I'm bummed. Anyway, what would lift my spirits? Oh, on this day in 1980, John Wayne Gacy is found guilty of 33 murders.
Oh,
put a smile on your face.
I'm a little just like
that'll
him.
Get you going in the morning. That's good news.
Like him. That song's about Sufjan Stevens struggling with being openly homosexual.
Mm-hmm.
It's so sad. On this day in 1930, Gandhi begins his 200-mile protest march. You know, I don't know.
Wouldn't they use kilometers?
Well, well, maybe they translated it for us on this day.
Oh yeah, we do need that.
But I don't know.
Because I have no fucking idea how many kilometers that is. Can you tell me
either.
right now, without looking at your phone?
I'm gonna
Michael?
say 300.
I'm looking up something else.
I'm gonna say 327.
You got to
Dude,
guess,
you're probably
James?
so right. I'm gonna guess.
327.
What is it? So it's
It's
200.
It's
So I'm gonna guess.
321.
No.
Yeah.
Is that really what it is?
Yeah, it's
Let me,
321.869.
let me tell you.
Wes is bullshitting. He knows the conversion rate, and 200 was so fucking easy.
I don't.
Oh, that, yeah.
I don't. Here's what I'll say. I don't actually know shit. I just kind of remember, like, I think it was this. Like, I think that's what it was. I think it was like 1.2, maybe something like that.
Well, you nailed it, dog.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's how I live my life. And guess what? It's got me nowhere.
We're here right now, baby. We're here right now.
Because I don't actually know anything. I just
Yeah,
have
what
a
job
general-
interview is like, how many kilometers is that, though? And
Well,
you're like, I
the
can
right
take a
job.
pretty good guess.
No, dude.
I got 6 questions
I
for
had
you.
a job interview that asked me.
Yeah.
I had a job interview that asked me why are manholes round and not square. I was like, because they'd fall through, dog. And I didn't say the dog part, but I was like, they would fall through. It would. But he had like such a more technical answer, and he didn't like my answer. I was like, but it's the same fucking answer,
Right.
Just because I don't know. I'm sorry, diameter, circumference. Like, yes, I know these
All right,
words.
thanks, Wes. You're not going to get this job.
Yeah. No, dude, it's happened
This
so
was
many
actually
times.
this was actually an experiment to see how well you adjusted to your answer versus mine.
Probably.
Oh, your favorite Batman is Adam West. We'll be in touch.
We'll be in touch. Well, no, my favorite Batman is Adam West if he was in the Joel Schumacher movies.
Ooh.
So, yeah. And then they're like, no, you know what? Someone asked me, I had a job interview question that was like, what's your spirit animal? And I said, I always think it would be like Elliott Smith stabbing himself in the heart. And they didn't hire me. They did not hire me.
I didn't get the job.
I did not get the job. But can you imagine just me, like in a desperate moment, there's just Dementors coming at me. Expecto Patronum! And it's just sad Elliott Smith, like, mantically crying and stabbing himself in the chest. And the Dementor's just like, what the fuck, dude?
I'm going back to Azkaban.
Flesh in blue.
Yeah.
Rained on the wall. They're just like all
Yeah.
sad. All the Dementors just kill themselves.
Yeah, somehow I make the Dementors turn on themselves. Yeah. All right. On this day in 1894, Coca-Cola song? What? What the fuck?
Sung in bottles for the first time in candy
Oh,
shop?
sold.
Sold.
Sorry, there was a typo on
Autocorrect.
the doc. Yeah, sold in bottles for the first time in candy shops. A couple things I found interesting there was obviously the bottle part. Just, I don't know, that's a fun note.
Yeah.
But the candy shop was
Yeah.
the thing that really got me, where it's like, let's really understand what soda is.
Sugar, sugar, sugar.
It's candy.
I'll take you to a candy shop.
I'll let you lick my lollipop.
You want to know something funny about that, though?
About that song or the,
but before
the
you-
bottles?
before you-
Coca-Cola.
Before you say it, I just want to say we can't talk about large, pale breasts today.
Oh,
okay?
yeah, no.
Continue,
Okay.
James. Continue, James.
Well, Coca-Cola has a company that extracts all the cocaine from the coca leaves and then sells that to pharmaceutical companies. So you can imagine why Coca-Cola is the biggest brand in the world.
And also, it sounds like
Billions.
it also sounds like they're probably subsidized by government contracts. If
Absolutely.
they're providing stuff to
Let's hope
pharmaceutical
so.
companies. Yeah, I mean, they need every tax break they can get. On this day in 1912, the Girl Scouts begins in the U.S., founded as the Girls Guide,
Girls' Guides.
formed by Juliet Gordon Low. And let me tell you, if you looked her up, you wouldn't want to take her on a date.
Ooh.
But she did a lot of good things. You can't have both. So any hot woman out there, just don't even try. No, I'm sorry.
I used to support the Girl Scouts until I found out that the Girl
Yeah.
Scout cookies are made by a separate entity altogether.
No, and you know what? When I went to the grocery store even yesterday, there was like a table of Girl Scout cookies and people selling them. And guess what? Not one of them was a child. So, yeah, I don't support it at all. When I was in the Boy Scouts, I had to like try to sell some sort of weird magazine. Nobody bought any. But I tried so hard that they gave me like, I don't remember what they gave me. Nerf football? I don't know. But they're like, here you go. So that's that. That's my experience with the Boy Scouts. No, my experience was also one day they told us that just to let you know, we don't allow atheists or homosexuals. I didn't know what either of those things were. But you better
Until
believe-
your camp counselor came over and,
what, you're right?
or your scout leader, sorry.
Yeah, Scout Leader.
Luckily, none of that happened. I did have so I went to camp once, went to Boy Scout camp once, and I guess I wasn't comfortable taking a shit like in like the normal weird campground bathroom or whatever.
Was it like an open
Justifiable.
layout bathroom sort of thing where
Yeah.
there's like lots of stalls? Okay.
Yeah, and
So you shit in a urinal?
no, well, and to be honest with you, I don't have this issue anymore. Like, I could probably take a shit right in front of you at this
Yeah.
point, and I don't care. But as a kid, like, I needed to be somewhere very private, and it led to 2 different experiences of me being pretty backed up.
Oh no.
And so luckily my not 2 experiences in one trip. This is a separate thing. This is its own
Yeah, yeah,
experience. But
Okay.
one of the what do they call them? Scoutmasters
Mm-hmm.
was like, well, hey, why don't we go? There is like an ER RV, whatever.
Oh yeah.
So like, why don't we go in there? And there's like people there, whatever. But I'll just like, I think what he thought is like, oh, we'll do a little thing. I'll talk to them, and you go take a shit. But I take a long time to take a shit, and so I took all my sweet ass time to take a shit, and he was upset with me.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
And I don't remember how old I was, 11,
yeah.
12. But you better believe I could not care less.
I just shit. I feel great.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. You done? I'm gonna run away from you now.
I'm
And
quite the opposite in both regards. I poop fast,
Right.
and I could poop anywhere with the door wide open. I
Well,
do
Not
not
me.
care.
Now
I need
that-
my space.
Do you?
I think I could-
need it to be no one there, and
I've always been that way. Just like, oh, I got to poop. Oh, everything's gonna come out.
I think for me at this point it would just be like me going, "Don't look at my dick," and then I would just shit. You know what I mean? Like that would be it. But I don't think I'll ever have to prove that. So thankfully, we'll see. Hey, we should go
till
camping.
prison comes around.
Let's go camping.
Let's go camping. It's beautiful out. Let me ruin it with my shit. Anyway, on this day, 1933, Franklin D. Roosevelt, first fireside chat. Only really put that because it's a radio note. You know, it's an audio broadcast note. So we'll move on. On this day, 1957, The Cat in the Hat is published.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's fun. You don't know. We already mentioned John Wayne Gacy on this day in 1980 being found guilty of 33 murders. Speaking of true crime, though, on this day in 2003, Elizabeth Smart is found after missing for 9 months. Isn't it Dave Chappelle who has the joke that's like, she was 3 miles away from her house. I would have got out. And honestly, big for me, mostly because of Community.
Oh, sure.
On this day in 2008, Hulu launches.
Big for me because I love the aesthetic of the Hulu application. Honestly, it's the most beautiful of all the applications.
You know what? I may be associating it with yes, nostalgic memories of watching Community, but I feel the same way. Man,
I just think the layout's perfect. It works fine. It's not like Max
Sure.
where they're like, here's 185,000 movies.
well, Max is trying to
in
water
alphabetical
down. Max is trying to water down the HBO presence while also trying to get you to associate Discovery shit with with HBO.
But the saturation of content
Oh,
and
it's-
the way it's not separated correctly, I don't know. Like Hulu has always been like the perfect user interface, I think.
No, I agree. And again, I think it might be a lot of nostalgia for me just simply because I remember whenever you'd watch one fucking commercial,
Yeah.
an episode. I also remember, though, whenever they would say something like, the following program is brought to you by, and they would go into the commercial. But sometimes, at one point, there was a Kevin Bacon series called The Following. So it would say, the following is brought to you by The Following. and then it would just play the commercial for The Following. And
Did they ever ask you about like your advertised experience? Like, would
Yeah.
you rather watch this or that?
Yeah.
Was that a Hulu thing?
Yes, yeah, I used to do that a lot. For sure. They were, I mean, I don't know. I never think that they're actually trying to figure it out. They're just trying to give you the impression that they're trying to figure it out. So you're
But
like,
the easiest way to
"That's
do it without paying for data mining.
is asking. I mean, but they already, I mean, dude, they're Hulu. They can afford data mining. They're fine.
I said, don't ask me this again.
Right. That's always what I tell them. Leave me alone. Oh, was that a toot?
Ever.
No, I moved my phone.
You tooting on
Okay,
air?
I'm tooting.
sure.
No, if I definitely hold it in because it smells bad like all the time.
Is that
Prove it.
was that diabetes?
It should be diabetes, I would hope.
I mean, we shouldn't make light. You know,
No, definitely make light.
is diabetes going to get less or more funny as we age? I'm just saying, if we're doing this podcast in 20
Yeah,
years and
yeah.
you're like, I gotta go to the hospital tomorrow, I'll be like, you bitch. I don't know. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna take my right leg.
Yeah.
So that's
I
the
don't-
diabetes.
I don't know. We'll just have to feel it out.
Yeah. Feeling it out.
We got let's see. We got about 7 minutes left. We got quite a bit. Let's call. What happened on this day? Music notes. Let's do it. Hey, real groovy guy. On this day, 1969, George Harrison, his home in England, I guess was raided or something because they found 120 joints, and people were surprised. No, that's why you've never heard of it.
Yeah, that's wild.
I know 120 joints in my house. What are you
Exactly.
talking? Like, what is this?
He just had someone roll them, and they were mad he didn't pay them enough, so they called the cops on him.
You're
Right.
not going to believe this. There's a bunch of
Listen,
joints in George Harrison's home.
I know for a fact. Smell my fingers.
Oh, it's the Bobby boys.
Let's see. I do. Hey,
Split.
Sinead O'Connor. All right, on this day in 1990, released her second album. She's fantastic. A real hero. And honestly, I think the stress of her dealing with that bullshit may have caused a little premature death. I don't know. On this day in 1991, REM's seventh studio album is released, which is a very good record.
Mm-hmm.
Losing My Religion.
That's the me in the
man.
corner.
Shiny happy people.
Me over there. I'm watching. On this day in 2001, Daft Punk releases their second studio record, Discovery.
Their biggest one.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? It's almost like you were talking about with I'm Wide Awake It's Morning than Casadega. It's like this may have been a Wide Awake It's Morning because Random Access Memory may have been bigger than this record.
Yeah.
But is it better? I don't know. I don't know about
I definitely
that.
listen to Random more than I listen to this.
I listen to Alive. That's what I listen to, honestly.
As far as like the populace getting like the majority of Daft Punk songs, I think they come from Discovery. Like, if you ask
think you're
like
right.
a random on the
No, I
street,
think you're right.
they'd probably
I think
be
you're
like, one more time,
100%.
Yeah, that record came out and then they played at LCD Sound System's house.
I've heard about that.
Daft Punk's playing at my house.
On this day in 2002, Finch's debut album was released.
What it is to burn, y'all. Actually, so I was taking a shit earlier, and I was thinking about, like, around that time, it was a split studio release where you were on a small label and you were also on a big label. So they were on MCA and they were also on Drive Thru, and that just definitely opened the door for, I think, a lot of bands at that time to get more notoriety because you're on a big label, so they're pushing you out while also getting a little bit of bump for them little labels.
A little producing on the air here.
Mhm.
You know what that moment struck me as?
Yes.
That struck me as like the 15th minute of a music podcast where you've already kind of gone into some history of this person, that band.
I was thinking about that too.
This record label, that record label, and then that's a nice third kind of part of like an arc there, where you're like, and then guess what? We opened it up.
That's right.
And welcome to the year 2002, dog. Anyway, whatever. All right, let's get to some birthdays.
Well, hold on.
But
On
we
this
should
day
do
in
that soon.
2007,
Oh, I'm sorry.
LCD Sound
I didn't
System
even see
released
that
their
note.
second studio record, Sound of
It
Silver.
was on the next page.
Another James.
Another James.
Another James.
James Murphy.
That James
I'll be on a podcast with him soon.
worked.
Oh, wow.
Almost became a writer on Seinfeld.
Who did?
Really?
James Murphy. Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, he is quippy.
Yeah.
He's clever.
Bum, 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 bum.
But listen, I think that anyone in this room could have been an SNL writer, so whatever. On
Or
this,
Seinfeld writer.
oh,
Writer on Seinfeld.
interesting. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, he's a little bit older, too, so I could definitely see him.
Yeah, his hatred for Jews got in the way.
Whoa. I don't even know. I haven't heard this. What happened?
He just hates me in particular, but I'd like to think
Why? Why does James Murphy hate you?
some falling out, old boyfriend stuff.
Oh. Okay, well then we'll leave that to the personal world, the personal realm.
I tried to dance myself clean, and I just couldn't.
And he was dissatisfied.
I believe
I
it.
think that was the 2010 album. Sorry.
No, you're good, baby. You're good.
All right, we've got time, but let's go ahead and get to these birdies. Happy birdie, Aaron Eckhart, turning 57. He was just in the last episode. Whenever
right.
we mentioned
Battlefield LA, dude.
a movie I don't think any of us have seen.
Yeah.
Battle Los
Well, not
Angeles.
Something.
Battle Los Angeles. No, I'm not going to see.
Thank You for Smoking. Harvey
Smoking.
Dent
Yep.
and
Yep.
the Dirk Nate.
The Rum Diaries.
Harvey Dent?
Aaron Eckhart, firsthand experience of watching Johnny Depp and Amber Heard begin to help ruin each other.
Oh, yeah.
Man, why is Johnny Depp such a piece of shit? Anyway,
I don't know, but have you seen Thank You for Smoking?
yeah, it's fantastic. Mike just
Okay.
brought that up. Yeah, for sure.
I love that movie.
Turning 77, James Taylor.
Went to go see him in
Singer,
concert
songwriter.
at the Star.
It's very
Frisco.
nice. It's it's just he's not bad. He's not good. It's like I mean, some
He
of
had
the
Bonnie
songs,
Raitt there and
Oh, that's not- yeah.
some others. But like, when he was doing Fire and Rain, I
Right.
was like, okay, I've
I'm gonna go.
I'm not
sleep.
here for this song, but like my legs, like I need to get out of here. I've got some anxiety going on or whatever. We're in the pit. Me and my sister went, and I tried to leave and go up the stairs, and the security was like, James Taylor doesn't want anyone leaving during this set. And I was like,
No
get the fuck
ticket.
out of my way. I was so upset with that. I was like, you can't hold people in an arena, first off, and fuck you. And I left.
You should have taken your phone out and been like, okay, well, here, can I text him? Because I need
Just
to
start
go.
playing like Rage Against the Machine on my phone as loud as I can.
Or like, what if you give him my number and we can talk about this? You know?
Right. Well, James Fast does want people leaving when he
So-
plays fucking Fire and Rain. So get the fuck out of my face.
Turning 76 today, Robert Cohen. He directed a couple things, handful of things. He also, but one thing he did direct was The Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor.
Ooh.
And I remember I wasn't seeing that
Is that
movie.
the Tom Cruise one?
There's
No.
a third one with Brendan
No.
Fraser.
believe,
Okay.
believe it was the fourth one.
The fourth
I
one?
keep seeing the Tom Cruise one, and I'm like, I want to watch it. but-
Well, okay. We don't have time for my bit anymore. Thanks, guys.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Turning 43, Sam Levine.
Yeah, opening.
That's also a bit. Okay, guys. All right. turning 46, Pete Doherty. I've never understood what the deal with Pete.
I don't know who that is.
He's like a musician.
Okay.
I don't know.
related to Shannon?
No, he's English.
Oh.
This
That's
is what I'm
probably what
saying.
it is. He's English.
Bro. Okay, if y'all don't even know who he is, then it just kind of
English
validates.
or British?
It just kind of,
Is he Welsh?
bro. His last name's Doherty. All right. Let's just assume he's from the Irish part of the
He's a
fucking
chubby guy.
country. Well, but he did used to be, and it's like a whole. It's a whole thing. Died on this day, shot by one of her fans, or I'm sorry, born on this day, not dead. Christina Grimmie.
Who's shot?
She was shot by one of her fans in Florida.
Well, who is she?
She was on like The Voice,
Oh, okay.
but you know, whatever. She was just an up and coming talent. She was shot. Turning 79, Liza Minnelli.
Aw.
Last one, turning
On this day, 1993.